Dead by Daylight has had another update around late March this year that most of us survivors have looked at and probably thought, what the hell are killer mains crying about this time? Clicking into the developer update this time around showed some pretty alright things added to the game, such as auto-buying blood webs and toggles for making you not have to hold to buy things. This of course means you'll still have to be careful about examining your blood web early on in case any new perks or items you want specifically appear in the blood web, as the auto-buying will only take the least pricey options out of what's given, leaving you usually with garbage browns and yellows, and probably shitty add-ons too. Along with the nicer parts of this update, a visual terror radius is brought in for the hard of hearing / deaf players. This visual will not give any competitive advantages, in case any killers were concerned about sweaty survivors slapping on the settings to have any extra time to react to a terror radius. This visual will also be affected by the color blindness setting to let them still see the heart in their chest. I've never been the type of person to care about map changes and updates, so I won't cover those changes. What I will cover is the medkit changes. I'm not exactly sure about what prompted behavior to change the medkit system, but they did change it quite a bit. All medkits will now only have 24 charges, no matter rarity, and heals will take 24 seconds instead of 16 to match the charges. Medkits will also have nerfed healing speeds, and green medkits will no longer heal yourself faster. This means that those who are hoarding green and purple medkits, like me, kinda have no reason to save them at all. My complaint about this medkit change is that no matter the add-ons you put onto a medkit, you'll no longer be able to get 2 full heals. For players who have the perk built to last and put on an add-on for extra charges, you could probably still get away with it. And now, for the most infuriating part of the update, perk changes and bright light interactions changes. Dead Art has been one of the most difficult to balance perks that has been around for survivors for many years, but they've once again changed how Dead Hard works. As far as I understand it, Dead Hard now will only activate when you perform a safe unhook. Quote the update log, Dead Hard will deactivate when it successfully protects the user from damage. So with this change, it makes it so that not only do you gain Dead Hard by only safe unhooking another survivor, but you will keep it until it's used correctly to put you into deep wound from a hit. This change enables the loopers of your survivor team to, after using their Dead Hard successfully, exchange the killer's attention and be able to get free safe unhooks to enable their Dead Hard again. The change may not affect many survive with friends, but for solo queue you can see where this may be an issue when a lack of communication can lead to dooming you and another teammate. Another perk that has been nerfed in this update is Boon Circle of Healing. Circle of Healing has been a major game changer for players who didn't bring a medkit but also couldn't finish heals with teammates. In this perk change, Circle of Healing will no longer allow survivors to heal without a medkit. Behavior tries to play it off as if this change was necessary in the first place by adding on, instead it will provide a 40, 45, 50% healing speed bonus to healing others, and the auras of injured survivors within the boon's range will be revealed to all other survivors. Next, one of my biggest complaints, and an update I absolutely despise, bright light interactions removal. Most of us players have figured out that some killers could have their powers disrupted by flashlights, but I think most killers were a bit too mad that their Franklin's demise couldn't keep up with making us drop them. Behavior decided, because they keep adding more and more killers that survivors can use flashlights to deal with, to ruin flashlights even further. Some context now, if you will. Previous updates ago, flashlights could be used to walker save, CJ tech save, and be spam clicked to be toxic to killers. Those all have been fixed to some degree, if not completely removed. Even longer ago, flashlights used to have a hidden function to them, instablinds. Dead by Daylight content creator Arditha made a video about the history of these instablind flashlights, so feel free to go watch that video for more context of how the flashlights used to work. Now, referencing that video by Arditha and mixing in what this update brought us, all usage of flashlights is almost gone. Wraith, Nurse, Artist, and Hag all had bright light interactions, in which Wraith and Nurse could be prevented from using their power, and Wraith would be stunned out of just being invisible. Hag's phantasm traps were easily countered by flashlights as they would be straight up destroyed after a few seconds of flashlight. Hag's traps in this flashlight change, however, will follow in Demogorgon's steps by being able to just wipe it away by a few seconds of interaction. Artist might not have much change with these flashlights, as her crows could just be ran through to get rid of them. And so, with the implication of bright light interactions removal, this means that shining a wraith or nurse with a flashlight will do nothing anymore to stop them from their powers, and shining the artist's crows will not clear them from a loop area that the artist would set them up on and then run across the map to go hit someone with. Now, feel free to correct me if any of this info is wrong, as I've yet to, at the time of recording, play the game into the new update, though as a player with nearly 500 hours by now, and I've only been around in the community since 2017 to 2018 to the present, I feel like it is fine for me to say that some of these changes kind of seem a bit more unfair to survivors, and yes, I understand that killers have been complaining for years and years on it, but, I mean, come on, it's a back and forth between survivors and killers being mad at each other or at themselves.